Celebrating Grandparents, written by Shelina Bhamani and Laila Akbar Qasim and illustrated by Maria Riaz. We've mentioned the details of editors and content reviewers. This book is published and produced by School of Nursing and Midwifery, Aga Khan University, and all rights are reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced or utilized in any form or by any means without permission from the publisher, except for non-commercial educational use. Authors claim no conflict of interest. This book is designed for children between the ages of 8 to 11 years. It aims to educate them regarding the needs and rights of old age adults around them and encourages them to show love, respect, and compassion towards them. Children embody our future, so it is an important investment to sow in them the valuable seeds of socio-cultural values and ethics from a young age, in order to develop loving, caring, and respectful citizens of tomorrow. It is a bright and sunny day. Taha and Tehmina are all set to start their online classes at home. They clean up their study desk, set up and sanitize their laptops, wash their hands, and dress up right on time before the class begins. Today is a Grandparents' Day at Taha and Tehmina's school, and they are very excited because their paternal grandmother, whom they call Dado, is attending it with them. All the students were invited to bring their grandparents online so they can introduce them to their classmates and teachers on live video call. Everyone joined the online class. Some children had their grandparents next to them because they live with them. Some went to their houses to attend the session, and some grandparents joined online. A few students came on their own because they did not have any grandparents to bring along. Taha introduced his Dadu to the class and spoke about the friendly bond he shares with her. His grandmother told the entire class how loving Taha and Tehmina are and how they take care of her at home. As soon as they get done with their classes and homework, they spend time with her listening to old stories and playing board games with her. When Taha's grandmother contracted COVID-19 and had to live in isolation, Taha and Tehmina made sure they speak to her on video calls and snuck her favorite snacks to her room, so she does not feel lonely or bored during her illness. Dado especially mentioned that after passing away of their grandfather, whenever she feels sad or lonely, Taha and Tehmina are there to make her sadness go away. She loves it when they play with her, go on walks with her, and spend time talking to her. Abdullah, one of Taha's best friend, was listening intently to Dadu's stories. He told everyone that his grandparents are not in this world anymore, but he had brought pictures of them instead to show to the class. Together with the teacher and his classmates, Abdullah said a small prayer for his own and all other grandparents who had passed on. Shama, another one of Taha and Tehmina's classmates, told everyone that her grandparents live in another city, which is why she is only able to meet them once every few months or on festivals. She told everyone how much she misses her Nana and Nani and wishes she could live with them forever. Their teacher, Miss Shehnaz, told the class how we sometimes take our grandparents for granted when they live with us and only realize their value and importance when they go away. Shama mentioned that despite living from far away from them, she makes sure to call them every day once she gets done with her homework. Next was Ali's turn. His grandfather told everyone that he had started a support group for older people and learned so much about them during their regular meetups at the park. He explained that as people get older, they begin to face different kinds of problems, from physical weakness to losing eyesight, teeth, sense of hearing, and even memory. All of this with health problems like heart disease, blood pressure, and diabetes, for which they have to take multiple medicines. Like younger people, they cannot eat anything they like, but have limited options to choose from. I have diabetes, which means I cannot eat anything that is unhealthy, said Ali's grandfather. He went on to explain how all of this combined makes life challenging for older people. But there is something that makes everything better for us, he said. What is that, Dada? Asked Ali. When our family, especially children, treat us with love, care, and compassion and patience, we feel a whole lot better and forget all of our problems, said his grandfather with a huge smile on his face. The entire class was moved by his talk. The other grandparents nodded their heads in agreement. Miss Shehnaz thanked him and reminded the children to respect the elderly around them, care for them, and learn to understand their needs as they get older. Next in line was Sukaina, who shared with her classmates how much her grandfather helps her with math homework, even though he lives far away from her in a village that has low internet connectivity. She told everyone with fascination that her grandfather had never received formal schooling, but was still excellent in mathematics due to his lifelong experiences. Whenever Sukaina gets stuck in solving problem, she always rings her grandfather, who happily helps her out. Thanks to him, math has become my favorite subject, said Sukaina proudly. During Aisha's turn, she spoke about the time she had once accompanied her mother to an old age home where she saw so many people like her grandmother and grandfather. Many of them were playing board games with each other, some sat alone reading books, and some of them were watching TV. She noticed that some of those people looked happy, but many looked very sad. Aisha's mother explained to her that these people lived in an old age home because either their children are living abroad or they do not wish to live with them. Isn't that very sad? Aisha asked the class with worry. Two of the grandparents appreciated Aisha for her concern and said, "Don't be upset, child. People who live in these homes are not alone. They have each other, they have caretakers, and most importantly, they have their God with them. This keeps them strong even though they miss their children sometimes." The class collectively decided that they should visit old homes sometimes and spend time with people living there just like they do with their own grandparents. Miss Shehnaz and the grandparents encouraged the children to do so and said they could also help out. As everyone narrated interesting stories and gave remarks, at the end of the session, Miss Shehnaz requested all children to take a pledge that day to always be nice to their grandparents, spend time with them, take care of them, and engage with them by playing games, listening to the stories, learning from their experiences, and by simply creating memories with them that they can cherish for the rest of their lives. The entire class raised their hands and pledged to do so. All the grandparents were overjoyed at seeing this and so proud of their grandchildren for showing so much love, compassion, and care towards them. The end. In this activity page, we would like you to write a pledge on elderly care and some ideas to support elderly care in your community. There are certain values we should all remember for care and compassion, which is respect, love, empathy, affection, learning from elderly experiences, accepting their needs as they grow older, and practicing patience and tolerance. You can also make handmade postcards and send it to your grandparents or some old age house. There are some postcards being developed by our students. You can also copy these and send it to the old age house. So it's your turn now to support elderly care in your community.